Hey everybody, it's Orion here, and it's Tuesday, so I'm doing a business check-in. If you're new to this channel, you don't know what's going on, I'm doing I do two weekly check-ins. I've been doing my health and fitness check-in for a while now. It's on Sundays. You can check out previous videos from that. And it's quite formed by now. I know what's happening there. This one is new. I just launched it last week, and I'm still not sure what I'm going to do in these. But I know that I want to do a check-in to make myself more accountable and to get through some blockages that I've been going through. All of my check-ins are shot in one I don't know what the technical thing is. I just put on the camera, say what I want. I don't edit. I don't do any effects. So this is you get just what happens there and then, and that's it. I am thinking of maybe in the future adding some small effects on other videos from time to time, so about every other week I would do at least one more video. My main check-in, the health and fitness, is all about my own progress, specifically talking about doing fitness when you're large busted. Busted over here, the girls. I got big girls. So, but this isn't about what we're talking about here. I am a small business owner. I started my business several years ago. I've been struggling with some things, and I've recently had a lot of breakthroughs. I've got a coaching team that I'm working with in South Africa that has been extremely helpful. I'll put the link below to their system, the Rainmaker system, working through LinkedIn. Highly recommend it. It's your choice. But I'm still struggling with myself and my business, so it's an internal thing. And I guess that's how it has a lot to do with the story I have been telling myself about who I am, what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. And it's things that come from childhood, but it's not about who's to blame. So I don't care why this happened to me. And if my mother didn't smile at me just right, maybe she did, and it's just the way I took it. Or if my father wasn't as available as I needed him to be. All of that is in the past. What I am interested in right now is, why am I behaving in a way that is counterproductive to what I want in my life? Or in another way of saying that, in other words, why am I rejecting the possibility of having what I want in my life? What is making me stop myself? And I've been struggling with that a lot in the past week. And I am planning to do some kind of a workout schedule. So copying from what worked for me in the workout sphere, I'm trying to copy that into the work sphere, but I'm still not quite clear on what I want to do there. I'm still thinking about it. So that's still in the making, and I don't know what to do there yet. I'm thinking mainly of just starting out small, the way I did with fitness, by framing an hour a day, which would be what we call the power hour with my coaches. And it's just an hour where I'm supposed to do regular stuff that is of high value. And I'm probably going to figure out what that is by the end of the week and start it the beginning of next week, so I'll report to you about that next week. But today I wanted to do something different. I've been having a really rough day. where I've been on my case, but I'm not doing anything about it. So it's kind of a dissonance. I want to be doing stuff, but I'm doing other stuff for some reason. And I wanted to check that out and try and do this in front of you, which is kind of disturbing. I need to be vulnerable for this. I don't like it, but it might be effective. So I'm going to link below a video that was done, I think, by the Goldratt Institute, where they talk about the 4 quadrants of change. So usually when we want to do something, we want to make a change, we do a pros and cons. Change always takes effort. We want to know ahead of time that we should put in the effort. So we look at pros and cons of doing the change, of putting in the effort. What we usually forget is that we should also be doing the pros and cons of not doing the effort. It's not that the pros are for the effort and the cons are against the effort. The effort has pros and cons, and not doing the effort has pros and cons. So we do need to look at the pros and cons of not doing the effort. Now, look at the video I'm linking below for the change matrix. And each quadrant has a name that helps us understand what it's talking about. So doing the effort and getting the change. Why do I want the change? The effort is climbing a mountain. Why do I want the change? It's the treasure at the top of the mountain. So do the change is the treasure. It's called the treasure. And today I want to talk about the benefit of not doing a change, of not putting in the effort, of not changing the situation. And that quadrant is called the mermaid. And a beautiful explanation, I have heard about this in one of the workshops I did with Dr. Alain Barnard, was that we call this the mermaid because the mermaid is an amazing creature, but it's mythical, it's not real. And those are the things that we need to look at when we're looking at what are the reasons I'm giving to not do the change. What is holding me back is that I am in love with a mermaid. I am in love with something that doesn't exist. When I'm here now in my situation, I don't like it. I want to be there at the top of the mountain where the treasure is, having done the change. But something is holding me back. And we call, and again, this something is what we call the mermaid, because once I find it and look it straight in the eye, I will probably realize that it's a false belief. It's a myth that is governing my life and holding me back. The only thing is that I've not found it yet, and I've been doing a ton of work over quite a long time now, and I have unpacked a lot of issues and BS within me, and I've done a lot of progress, and still something is holding me back. I have had an amazing week. If I look at my business side, I've put so much work in over so much time, and I'm finally starting to see results, but then I am sabotaging this. I am in self-sabotage mode, and I really want to unpack it and stop. So the question I'm asking myself today, and I highly recommend that you do it yourself too with your life, with the places where you're stuck, and share it with me in the comments, is what's so good with the current situation? What are the pros of me not moving my business forward? And I didn't prepare this ahead of time, and this is something I've been struggling with for a long time, just as I said. So no, I don't have the answers on the tip of my tongue. What I do know is that throughout my life, I've been extremely obedient. I always wanted to have somebody to tell me what to do. And getting a business of my own means first and foremost, if you want to be successful in a business, you have to be able to tell yourself what you do and to tell others what you do. Even if you're the only person in that business, if it's a one-man show, a one-woman show, you still need to be able to tell other people what to do. Or you won't have a business. I have a friend who's an actor. She needs to tell people what to do in order to put up her shows. You can't. You either give it to somebody else and then you have a job because you have a boss and your boss tells you what to do. Or you take ownership and you tell yourself what to do. And you tell other people what to do. So why do I disobey myself? So I know what I need to do, but I don't do it. So I don't want me to tell me what to do. I want somebody else to tell me what to do. And what do I gain by that? Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is that I'm holding on to something very childish. There is something unresolved. This is just coming up here now. I'm not pretending or anything. What I'm getting now, trying to explain all of this to you guys, so thanks for being here for me, is that this pattern has been with me for an extremely long time. I think I can recall this pattern coming out in first grade, but not in kindergarten. Or maybe also in kindergarten, but not as much. What I'm getting here is that there is something unresolved there. It's not a benefit for me to be like this. It's easier, of course, but I don't see a benefit. It's more like something happened over there, and the little child that I was way back when is still waiting for a solution, and it is stuck there. There is a stuck point, not a benefit. I have to unpackage this even further. Just try and figure it out. What happened and when? So let me try and think. So let's just retract here for a minute and go through what we just did. What I just did for you. I'm looking at what is the benefit that I am finding in my current situation. What is the pro of not doing what I'm telling myself, of waiting for somebody else to come in and tell me what to do? And the thing that came up to me is that there is no pro. This is a pattern that is generated by something in my past that has been stuck there. So something that happened to me around kindergarten age that has been left unresolved. And I keep perpetuating this, waiting for the resolution to come. And I remember as a very young child in kindergarten how much I loved having the boy next door, my neighbor, who was a bit older than me, boss me around. How much I agreed to play in that little show where he was the wise one and I was his gawking audience. Yes. Exactly whatever you say like this. I enjoyed it. But I was acting. I was play acting then. And it stuck. I got a benefit then. This big boy gave me attention. And I thought that was because I was playing my part. Thinking about it today from an adult point of view, I was living next door. I was easy to getting access to, and something happened on my computer. Sorry about that. I was easy to play with. He didn't need his mom's permission. There were no roads to cross. I was just there and available, and I could have been non-cooperative at all, and we would probably have played together as well. I could have been as bossy as, ugh, and we would have played. But I let him boss me around because I wanted to play with him. Interesting. Is this it? Probably not. I know. But I do see something in that pattern there. It might not be the event, but I can really see that even at that young age, and I'm talking about being 4 or 5 in this memory, I got a lot of benefit by not being the one who calls the shots, by not telling people, myself included, what to do. To the point where I did things I was told not to do. Not big things. Didn't get into trouble. But I did things I was told not to do in order to gain points. Perceived points in that relationship. That, guys, is extremely interesting for me. But I may be just boring you. I don't know. Have you ever looked into a behavior that you dislike in yourself, that you're not happy with, and tried to look at it and see what comes up? It's extremely hard to do inside your head. I can go about weeks doing it inside my head and not come up with anything. Actually talking it out loud, even if it's just to your computer screen, or writing it down is very helpful. It's much more productive than just doing it in your head, although you can do it in your head, and I've done that in my head before. Not always successfully. If you are trying to do it in your head, try to get a two voices going on. So give it a name, give it an entity, and talk to that entity. I have that down I can do that very easily with feelings. So I'd say, where do I feel this feeling in my body? And then I say, hello feeling, hello pain, hello hunger, hello anger, hello disdain, whatever it is. How are you doing today? Where are you coming from? What do you want to tell me? And create this kind of conversation. It feels weird. It's actually easier to talk to the screen, even if it's me looking back at me, because I'm thinking of you guys. So I really want to know what you think, what kind of obstacles you're struggling with. And if you have any good tips for me, about how to get out of my own way, I'd love to hear them. Check down the comments. No, don't check down the comments. Write down the comments. Check down in the description below where I'm going to link to the video for the 4 quadrants, and I'm going to link to a free gift from my coaches in South Africa, which I highly recommend. If you're on LinkedIn and you want to get business from there, do check them out. It's extremely, extremely helpful. So this was the first time I did this check-in, and it ended up me trying to do something with myself in front of you guys as an audience. What happens next week, I don't know yet. I did say that I will try to create my workout schedule going far into the future. And I'll let you know next week what's going on. I have no idea yet. Like everybody else on YouTube, show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I do read every comment on every video, and if it's productive, I do comment back, and if there is any kind of value I can generate from it, I do. So if you ask me something, I'll answer, and if you ask for specific videos, I'll try to get them. Have a terrific week, and we'll talk soon.